Hello everyone, this is Jim Bowe, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to create a how-to video using the package Camtasia and several components of Microsoft Office, specifically PowerPoint and Excel. And in this video the topic will be how to calculate an average using Microsoft Excel. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to create a PowerPoint presentation for the purpose of developing a title page for our video and then our objectives page. So I'm going to open up my PowerPoint. And again, this is to demonstrate basically a process rather than all of the individual steps that you'll need to go through. From here you should have a general idea as to what you need to do and how to do it. Obviously your how-to videos will be different than mine. So I've got one open. Let's see, I think close this. We'll select the design. And help. Excel. There we go. Next, I'm going to put my name in there. Super. And we'll create our next slide. MS Excel. Okay, so I've created my two slides, and the next thing that I need to do is I need to actually record pieces for these slides. So we're going to go over here and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and we will record this. So we're going to pull up a program called Camtasia. Now Camtasia is an application that allows you to create all sorts of multimedia files. In this particular case, we're going to be using it to create a video file, and specifically an MP4 file. To begin the process, what we need to do is we need to actually record our PowerPoint pieces along with some audio. So I'm going to pull up the recorder piece of Camtasia. And by the way, Camtasia can be downloaded from their website at Camtasia, or what's the name of the company? I'll get you the link for the Camtasia in a little bit as part of our handout. So here's the control panel for the video recording. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to identify what screen you want to record, whether it's the full screen or whether it's a custom screen, a portion of your screen. Here you determine whether or not you want to use a webcam, and in this way you can include a picture of yourself in your own video. I generally don't do that, and it's not required for this project. Next we have audio, and when you select audio you can either turn on or off your microphone, and in our case we're going to want our microphone on, and whether or not you want to record the system audio, any sounds that are coming out of your computer system. Sometimes these sounds can be extremely helpful. Other times they can be simply just annoying and get in the way. So I will let you decide whether or not you wish to use that. Now here what I'm going to do is as I'm speaking you'll notice my voice recording up here. And what's happening is the system is automatically changing the volume level based on how I'm speaking. So it's getting a pretty good signal out of my microphone right now, and I'll just let it go. Next we have the record button. However, in order to do record, I generally use the function keys F9 to start the recording and F10 to stop the recording. Now I have two screens on my particular system here. You're looking at only one of them. And I'm going to take my control panel for the video recording. I'm going to push it off to the other screen so that it's out of the way. Well, before I do that, let me just show you. I'm going to say I want to record the full screen here. And what you, right now I've selected the full screen, and you'll notice some dots at the very bottom of and along the outside of my screen. And this is indicating that I am basically telling the system that I'm going to be recording this area. In fact, let me just grab one of the corners here, and you can see that I can adjust this. But what I want is I want the full screen. So I'm going to click on full screen again, and it's going to record this entire thing. So now I move over here, and I'm going to start my presentation before I start my recording. So I turn on the presentation. I'm on my title page. Turn the presentation on, and we want to make sure that our slideshow does not show on the second monitor. We want it to show on the primary monitor. And again, this is something special because I have two monitors on my system. And we'll say, play the video. All right, so there's our first slide. And what we want to do is we now want to record for this slide. Each slide I make a separate recording. And to start the recording, I'm going to press F9, and then to stop the recording, I'm going to press F10. So I'm going to press F9, and then I'm going to record my title page. You'll see this countdown, and then you can begin speaking after that. Calculating an average value using Microsoft Excel by James Bowe. I've pressed F10. And now we get a preview of the recording coming up. So that looks okay to me. I'm going to now save that segment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, and we're going to create a new folder. And this is going to be Final Project 2. We'll go into that, and then I'll save my first slide with slider S01. Okay, so we've basically recorded the title page. Now we're going to record the objectives page, and I'm going to click on my screen here, and I'm going to hit my arrow key to go to the next slide, and there we go. Now I'm going to go over to my video control panel, video recorder control panel, and again, what we're going to do is we're now going to press F9 to begin recording, and then F10 to stop. By the way, you saw that countdown come up, basically indicating that we're about to begin recording. After the countdown hits 1 and disappears, I typically wait 1 second and then start talking. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to press F9. And we're going to get our countdown. And then I'm going to wait 1 second. Objectives for this video will be to demonstrate how to calculate an average value using the Microsoft Excel program. F10 to stop the recording. And it comes up with its preview. And there we go. I like that. That looks pretty good. Wait a minute. I heard something at the end of that thing. What happened there? Okay, so we want to get rid of the F10 at the very end. And I'll show you how to slice that out of our video. Okay, next, what we want to do is we want to record the how-to process for the Microsoft Excel. And I'm going to save this piece first. And this is slide 02. And now we're going to get out of our Excel, and we want to open, or our PowerPoint. Now we want to open up our Excel. No, I don't want to review these files. Okay. So at this point, now we're going to actually record the how-to piece of this video and go through the process of creating a value. So again, I go back to my recording control panel, and I'm going to be pressing F9. And again, you can see that I'm still recording the part of the screen that's now showing Excel. And let's get started. Okay, so we'll press F9, get our countdown. To calculate an average using Microsoft Excel, the first thing that you'll need to do is you'll need to have some values to calculate against. So I'm just going to enter in a couple of values. And now I'm going to enter in a formula for the average. And we're going to use a Microsoft Excel function called average. Now, having entered the function name and the opening parenthesis, I'm now going to scroll up to my first element that I wish to take the average of, hold my Shift key down, and then arrow down to the last element that I wish to take the average. And I'll press Enter. So what that does is it basically completes the whole formula. You'll notice that the formula up above is average C3 through C6, and our average value is 77.5. It's as simple as that. And again, this is how to calculate an average using Microsoft Excel. I hope you found this informative, and thank you for watching. So there's the end of my recording. Okay, and this seems to be okay. So I'm going to save this. Only instead of calling this an S, call it a T. Anytime I do demonstrate the actual software itself rather than PowerPoint or a slide, I call it T for take. So actually this will be take 1, and we'll say save. The reason I always use 2 digits like take 01 or slide 01, slide 02 is the reason for that is it keeps all of my slides in numeric order. Otherwise, I'd have to reorder things in some applications depending upon how they sort. So, having completed our recordings at this point, now we need to create the video. So we're going to pull up the second piece of Camtasia. And we're going to go into Camtasia Studio. And while I'm here, I'm going to basically shut down it's unhappy because it wants me to save my file. And I'm going to let Camtasia get started. So my system's getting a little bogged down because all the stuff running on top of it right now. Shut down. And I'm going to also shut down. Okay, so that should free things up a little bit. Now, when creating a video, the very first thing that we need to do is we need to bring in import 110, go videos, and then record. And grab all 3 of those and have those screen. And I'm going to take these 3 videos, I'm going to select all 3, and I'll drag them into and the resolution that I'm going to set for is 1280 by 720 for HD or YouTube. And we're going to get rid of these, say OK there. We're going to get rid of these audio pieces down below here. We really don't need those. And if you recall, there was a little piece at the very end of our objectives portion, which is right here. Okay, that's the S2 screen. And let's just play that and listen to that. see that piece? My recording hit back on the timeline just before where I said F10. And I'm going to hit S to split that video piece, and then I'm going to point the piece that I do not want, give it a right click, and I'm going to say remove from the timeline. So now we've got this. Okay, that transition, but I'm going to split. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this transition capability, and between, I always like these transitions, the cube rotate. And let's go back. Let's go back to the front, to the beginning of our video, and let's play it and just see how it rolls out. Often when I'm recording this, it doesn't show well. Now you can't see the way the resolution works. But when we finish the video, you will actually see the cube rotation. It works very well. So having done this now let's process the video and prepare it for YouTube. And I'm just going to say prepare it as an HD, which is going to create an MP4 video for us. And we'll say next. And I'm going to call this final project. And I am going to place it in my final project 2 folder. And I do not want to create a subfolder for it. And we'll say finish, and it will now process. I'm going to out.